Our actual family, by far, that it does become a type of family. And, as a family, you bicker and you get into your spats and you miss them as well. So, yes, that all that happens. Specifically, I don't know what we would have missed.
Well, when you're doing a series for that long and then you're not doing a series, one of the things you miss, for me, for me it's the paycheck. So.
Thanks, Mitch.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You miss everything, really. It's a big event in one's life, and it takes up a lot of one's life, and therefore you miss that time together. We were younger together. We were all very new together too, and that's a time that can't be recreated or ever gotten back. So there's a fondness that you have for that time and place as well.
And we had two families. We had the Vancouver family, and then we had the LA family. So we developed these relationships. When we left Vancouver, on the set when I was saying goodbye to everybody, I cried. And it was what was really cool was when we got down to Los Angeles, the first day of shooting, they had moved my office down to Los Angeles, and so all that, the desk and everything was there. And the first day of shooting of the first season back in LA, I sat down at my desk and I was looking, just kind of familiarizing myself again with it. And I opened the middle drawer, and some of the crew members had written me a letter and taped it on the drawer, and they knew that I would see it, and I did, and it was like one of the sweetest things. Aww. And once again, I started crying again. But it was, so we left. It was basically leaving two families, and it was hard at the end of the show too, saying goodbye to that crew. Fortunately, a lot of that crew works on Castle, and we get to go visit them on occasion and see those people again.
That was a great story. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. What, that I'm a crybaby?
No, that you have legs.
Hi, this question for both of you. What would you say over the course of the show was your favorite Monster of the Week or X-Files case?
Home. But I was also a big fan of Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose. I thought Peter Boyle was just absolutely amazing in it. But there were so many wonderful, wonderful episodes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer that. I'd have to. I like Home because I think they I don't think they ever show it anymore. I think that was the one show. Kim Manners, rest in peace, who was I think our most prolific director aside from Rob and Kim. He directed Home, and he was very proud that it was deemed unsuitable for television. Yeah, so
that's the mentality that we had around the set.
Yeah, and that was the Wongs. That was Jim and Glenn. So I'll go with Home because I'm Mitch's bitch, right? So that's right. Say what Mitch said. Let's go with Home. What was the other part of the question?
Or Monster of the Week.
Monster.
Favorite X-File, favorite story arc.
Throw a few out at me. Huh? Well, there's. Huh? Oh yeah, Squeeze. Squeeze is good. That's going way back.
Paper Hearts.
Paper Hearts is good. The Vince Gilligan episode. See, I know some things.
Humbug. How about was Humbug considered a Monster of the Week?
No, I don't consider that Monster of the Week. Yes, I think it is actually. I meant
he had the little monster he had sticking
little guy trying to get back home. He was
pretty creepy.
He ate his way into his gross.
Postmodern Prometheus.
What's that?
That's
Prometheus.
Black and white.
Yeah.
See, I know.
All right, that's all you.
Seems we agree.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Hello.
Hi.
I'm here to ask a question that I think is on all of our minds. In the reboot, where do you see Scully and Mulder's relationship going?
Going, or where does it begin?
Gone.
In the beginning of these 6 episodes, we seem to be estranged, but I think that's knowledge that isn't a spoiler kind of a thing. Where's it going? It's not something that I wasn't involved in writing any of these or in.
So it's not his fault.
I don't know where it's going. It's like. I really don't know. I'm trying to think the end of the 6th episode here.
Can we see maybe yet to be determined?
Yet to be determined?
Is that appropriate?
And now I feel like you're my lawyer. I like this part. Whisper in my ear. It's yet to be determined.
Thank you very much.
Hi, this question is for both of you guys. I know X-Files illustrates some of our greatest fears on the show. What were some of your fears or phobias in real life?
Fears? What's your fear?
I told you what my fears were. In the green room.
I'm not going to say your fear. That's not. You know what's funny, and this will it is funny to me, maybe inspiring, but I would say that my greatest fear, aside from being eaten by a shark on land.
Land shark.
How scary would that be?
Sharknado.
No. What?
Candy Graham.
Some people are old enough to remember that.
Yep.
But I would say that my biggest personal fear, aside from grievous bodily harm at the hands or fins of a shark, would have been singing in public, because singing in private's not that scary. But and yet I'm doing that now, so that's very interesting to me. But honestly, no applause, please, for that. I'm not like trying to be inspirational here.
Bullshit.
I would be sad if it got applause now, but I honestly would say, in all honesty, that was my biggest fear. Mitch.
My biggest fear is hearing David sing.
Don't applaud that either.
I would have to say my biggest fear is anything happening to my daughter. Anything. She's the most important thing in my life, and I can't. It's terrifying even thinking about her stubbing her toe. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you both for being here.
Jump
a quick
up.
thought
Jump
for
up.
Mitch, and then a question for David. The quick thought for Mitch is, I think only you could make a neo-Nazi meth dealer be
Pimp.
hot.
He's also a pimp.
You know, and a pimp, see?
Let's get it right.
That's you.
Trifecta. White supremacist meth dealing pimp.
So great work there. But David, with the reboot of X-Files,
Sons of Anarchy. Oh. You didn't know that I was on that. David knows absolutely nothing about my career outside of the X-Files.
but with the
Were you on the
reboot
X-Files?
of with the reboot of X-Files, we also know that Twin Peaks is coming to Showtime this year.
One second. What does reboot mean?
I don't know. More stuff? How about that? With more stuff coming with X-Files.
Your boobs back.
And they're doing
Isn't a
more
reboot in a computer when it's crashed? Oh, we didn't crash, did we?
It's a good point. It's a very good
Yes,
point.
reboot.
But you were on Twin Peaks as DE agent Denise. Would you be interested in reprising that
Yeah.
for your good friends
sure.
at Showtime?
Yeah, no, I think I still got the legs for it.
Thank you.
Okay, that's also one of my biggest fears is seeing David back in drag.
I understand. Completely.
Hi. First of all, I want to apologize for how nervous I was earlier meeting you, David. I did not think I would ever get to do this, so this is just crazy for me.
Don't apologize.
Huge fan of the X-Files. Like she was saying, it uplifted me too, kind of helped me with some hard times I was going through. So I emotionally connected to a lot of the episodes that both of you guys did. You know, there was ones that were more focused on each of your characters individually, and I wasn't sure if there's any episodes that you remember filming that were like really difficult for you as actors.
I had to carry this girl who was dead to put her in an incinerator.
Yeah.
That was so hard carrying her. It's like really, it's hard. I don't know how, you see scenes with people carrying. I just probably know what you're looking
What
for.
episode was this?
I can't remember the one where he stuffed the girl and he was doing cigarettes, Pokey Man's bidding.
That's what people were referring to earlier about you killing prostitutes?
No, that was Avatar.